Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today I would be talking why we shouldn't start smoking or drinking and what are the major effects of this, and also I will be talking about why do we start smoking. So if I talk yes, we will also be talking about why we shouldn't start drinking at a very young age and what are the major impacts of it, and at the same time I would be talking why do we start drinking. So first of all, if I talk what harm smoking causes to your body, then the first and foremost thing which comes to our mind is cancer. Obviously, cancer is the primary reason of the primary reason for cancer is considered to be smoking. Not only doctors but also many scientists around the world have conducted such researches where the people who smoke cigarettes from a very young age are at a high risk of having developing cancer, esophagus cancer, lungs cancer, mouth cancer, oral cancer. So this is the part where we should be very careful that if you are smoking, yes, you may seem cool to your friends, you may have that feeling of importance in you that yes, I'm smoking, I'm looking very stud, I'm looking very cool, but at the same time you are inviting a lot of diseases, deadly diseases in your body, which could not only affect your health but also could affect the financial condition of your family. We know what is the condition of our healthcare markets, how corrupt the healthcare markets are. For just a small injection or just for a small treatment, they will trap you in a vicious circle in such a way that you would have no other option but to listen to the doctors. Okay, the second thing which is very important why we shouldn't start smoking is respiratory diseases. There is a disease by the name of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, commonly known as COPD. This disease is very dangerous and it is caused by smoking only. So this disease, what happens is it includes emphysema and chronic bronchitis. These conditions are similar to smoking, only it causes difficulty in breathing and a lot of other respiratory problems. Then comes cardiovascular diseases. Smoking significantly increases the risk of heart disease and stroke. It damages blood vessels, raises blood pressure, and reduces oxygen in the blood, all contributing to cardiovascular problems. Now, what happens when we smoke is when we smoke, there is a uh, uh, there is a hormone in our brain by the name of dopamine and oxytocin. Both of these are happy hormones or feel good hormones. Now when we smoke, our brain releases a lot of dopamine for which we get high, or we get addictive to these substances more, and we crave more and more. So when we get dopamine, we feel like yes, we are doing something good, yes, we are doing something which is very appreciating. God has provided us this kind of system so that we can do good works on a regular basis and avoid those bad works. But if we waste our dopamine in abusing substances like cigarettes, then it could bring a lot of problems in our life. Then another reason comes is why we shouldn't start smoking is addiction and dependence. Now, friends, listen. In this very young age, we may think that I'm just smoking. I'm just smoking, and I don't have the risk of developing an addiction. I don't have the tendency to make it an addiction. I can easily leave it. But believe it, my friends, I have talked to a lot of people who are like in their 40s and in their 50s, and when I listen to their stories, I get goosebumps. Like there was an uncle who told me I used to feel very anxious when I used to see my father smoking a cigarette. I before my class 10 examinations, I wasn't allowed to smoke cigarettes. But when I passed the 10th examinations, I actually wanted to smoke, and by consuming it on a regular basis, I tend to found that I have already become a chain smoker. After smoking it for uh, 20 years straight or 30 years straight, the doctor had given me the answers that now you have to choose one option. Either you have to choose your life or you have to choose cigarettes. If you choose cigarettes, that's your personal decision, but you will not be able to live a healthy life in future because you have already developed some respiratory problems. So the uncle told me that when I was about to leave the addiction, I had a lot of problems in my life. Like the withdrawal symptoms were almost killing me. Like he told me an instance where his wife told something to him, and without any reason he got anxious and he threw up a table in front of his wife and his daughter. So what I'm trying to say is, you now at a young age you may not see the harmful effects of smoking, but at the same time, when you pass 10 or 20 years on smoking, when you actually invest a lot of money and time on smoking, you get to understand what are the harmful effects of smoking. So it's better not to step in that way in which you should not walk. The another reason of not to start smoking is secondhand smoke. Well, look friends, when we smoke, it's not that the the smell or the thing which comes out from our mouth after smoking, it would be stayed in our own territory only. It will be spread to all of the people around us. Unconsciously or consciously, you are also making a bad impact on their respiratory systems as well. A research has found that just by passive smoking, a person can develop a lot of respiratory problems, which is far more dangerous than active smoking as well. Yes, passive smoking is as dangerous as direct smoking, because when you are passively smoking, you are indirectly taking that smoke in yourself and you are harming yourself. Now let's come to the end part of why we shouldn't start smoking is all the things I told you. There will be a lot of diseases which you will be developing. There will be a lot of relationship issues which you will be developing. Then stress, depression, anxiety, these are the things which would be like you will be inviting in your life without any invitation. Okay, now let's come to the point, why do we start smoking? If we have to understand that why we shouldn't start smoking, we also have to understand why do young people get into smoking. Well, young people get into smoking, there are a lot of reasons, but the most important factor which I personally feel, which I have talked and understood among my friends, is peer pressure and social norms. Well, when you have a good peer group, when you have a nice social group, you actually tend to be a part of that group. You tend to show your group people that you are one of them, you are their friends, and when your friends offer you the cigarette, you cannot deny them. Here you have to understand one important fact, that the person who is actually offering you the cigarette is not your actual friend, but he is your enemy. Cigarette is a very silent killer. Now for 1 or 2 years you may not understand the harmful effects, but after a decade, after 2 decades, after 3 decades, when you will have the responsibility on your shoulders and doctors would be giving you the answer, now there is no choice, then you would be able to understand what are the harmful effects of smoking. Well, peer pressure is definitely a very hectic problem to get rid of smoking. Like teenagers, young male adults or female adults feel very cool while smoking. But my friends, if you ask yourself a question, that when I will be in bed fighting with cancer, when I will be in bed fighting with COPD, respiratory problems, will my friends still be with me, supporting me? Absolutely not. They will not be with you. It will be your family members, it will be your sisters, mothers, brothers, your father who will be fighting with cancer for you. Your family is precious to you. Think of your family. Now let's talk why we shouldn't be consuming alcohol. Well, the dangers of alcohol consumption are health risks associated with alcohol. Alcohol is a thing which is extremely addictive, even than cigarettes, because alcohol starts by the same thing, that I need to go, I need to have I need to be part of a group, I need to act cool. That's why you go and start alcohol. Well, the basics of starting smoking and alcohol are the same, so I would not be going into the depths of why we shouldn't be actually starting drinking alcohol. The same things which I told, which I touched the points before, stand for alcohol. So, my friends, if you want to live a very happy life in future, if you want to live a life with not lot of health problems, if you want to live a life with prosperity and happiness, then it's really time to ask this question, that is really smoking cool, is really smoking a very good thing for me. This was it from my side. I hope you have liked this video. If you have liked it, please give me a like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.